Hey, welcome to the first episode of The Gamer Show. It's a show for gamers, made by gamers. I'm your gamer, Jay. Probably seeing it right there on your screen for you. Usually we'll have my brother. His name's Al. He's known as Cowering Hero on Xbox Live. I'm known as Dragon and Eden on Xbox Live, PlayStation 3. Check us out. Maybe we'll play with you, whatever. We're making this show basically because we feel on YouTube there's not really a great source for game rating. We don't agree with anything most of the time that the guys on NoobTube say. So we wanted to make our own show. We wanted to give you our thoughts. We're hardcore gamers. We put tons of hours in. I actually just woke up like half an hour ago, and I think it's like, well, I don't know, it's like 2:30 or something like that in the afternoon. It's Father's Day. Not with my dad. Too busy doing this, whatever. Yeah, so basically these are going to be about 10 minutes long. We're going to be reviewing one game per episode. Our rating system, basically 10s, 9s, keep them, love them, have sex with them, whatever. If it's mid-range, basically, you know, anything above 5, you should check it out if the subject interests you. You know, we stress, don't knock until you play it. Check out the game first. If it's under 5, it's a renter. We're basically saying rent it, man. If we ever give anything a 0, you shouldn't even think about it. You should shut off that episode that second and be like, God, why did I hear the name of this fucking thing? You know, I'm scarred forever, basically. So that's basically how it's set up. Subscribe to us, basically. Rate it 5 stars, don't rate it 5 stars, but subscribe, please. Maybe you don't like the this episode, whatever that we're rating, or the next episode of the game, but if you got a game you want us to rate, let us know. We'll rate it for you. It's all good. You know, you want to know what we think of like Super Mario Brothers for the NESs, even though that, you know, I was like 6 when I played that sucker, or whatever. We'll tell you. I give it a 10 still. That game is so awesome. If you haven't played it, why are you watching this? Today we're going to be reviewing Infamous, exclusive for the PlayStation 3. This game, I thought in general, pretty cool concept. Basically you play as a gentleman named Cole. You go around an imagination city called Empire City, but in the game you kind of start out in a crater. And Cole doesn't know what's going on with his power, but he has the ability to generate and draw electricity into his body. So, I mean, that's cool. You're basically shocking your enemies with like electrical bolts. I know later you can redirect missiles, you can throw electrical grenades, there's a big ground pound shockwave. There's good and evil versions of the game, like you get choices. The thing I didn't like about the choices was they're in video form. They pop up sometimes when you don't realize it. I've been in the process of like leaping through the air and shocking a dude in the face. And I was like, whoop! Boom, there's Cole's dialogue about, hey, I want to talk to you about which choice you want. And I don't like how that's narrated, because Cole really holds your hand as a baby. He's like, hey, do you want me, you know, we could kill these dudes, you know, and then the civilians are okay, or we could pretend to be a civilian and blast these fuckers, and then boom, riot breaks out, you're all toast. So I don't know, like, I don't think like that. That's not how my conscience works. I don't know about everybody else, but it seems kind of unnatural. Kind of hand-fed to you, like, you want to be good or you want to be evil? Here are the choices. Like, I understand the choices, dude. It makes sense. You could do a better job, I think, with it typed on the thing. This is your good choice, this is your bad choice. And you just picking one. Instead of having Cole narrate the crap out of it, you know, I don't know. So, again, you can't skip those videos. That's kind of lame part, but whatever. The cool thing about the good and evil powers is you're good, you use good powers, you're bad, you use bad powers. The lightning goes all Star Wars on us, kind of villainous-wise. It looks Star Wars if you're good, which is like, you know, blue and whatnot. But it's red when you become a villain, which I think is kind of cool. There's negative side effects to being a villain. I mean, the pedestrians will run after you and try to kick the crap out of you and be douchebags. But again, you're basically, excuse me, a living Thor god, you know? Electrocute those assholes if you're being a villain. Rock on. Aside from doing the main missions and stuff in the game, you're going to be going for 2 types of collectibles. There's the satellite dishes, which basically accessing them You gotta kind of they're hidden. You gotta find them. Cole has the ability to sense electrical currents and whatnot by clicking down on your L3 stick. So you use that. You find these satellites. You hack into them. Get to hear some dialogue, extra content, you know, about the story. Which again, I stress, anytime you get collectibles like that or something that gives you more stuff for the story, check that crap out, man. It adds more to the game. The other collectibles are these little electrical shards, basically. They are a shard of something, which I won't mention here. You can check that out in the game for yourself. But basically, you collect these and you get an extra power node. I think you start out the game with 6, and I mean, I think I got like 11, 13, something like that. The power nodes are basically your energy and how much electrical force you can use. You know, so I mean, that collectible has a purpose to collect, which is awesome. I mean, if there's a collectible that you can't do anything with, what the fuck is the point of that, you know? You don't get an achievement for it, you don't get experience. It's like, here are these things, you collected all 100, so that way you can go to your geeky friends and be like, I collected all 100, and they're going to be like, why the fuck did you take all that time to collect all those? You didn't get anything from it, you know? So these you get something from, which is really cool in my opinion. You basically fight different sections of gangs. I think the first gangs was called like Reavers. There used to be like these drug addict dicks, and now like there are these fucking painted up skull assholes with AKs and shit. There's other like you have to fight like crazy homeless people that take over a part of a town. They're all wrapped up in garbage bags and like bent up armor and whatnot. This thing I really didn't care for, and I thought sucked kind of ass, was when you are kind of exploring, you know, oh, what's over there, what's over here? An enemy sees you, and even if you're on the roofs and shit, if an enemy sees you, that enemy starts fucking chasing your ass. And if I've been just like going around, kind of having fun. All of a sudden I look at my map, I got like 20 dudes chasing my ass. And I'm like, what the fuck? Really? Why? Go get a job, you douchebag criminals, you know? I didn't like that. It gets kind of annoying where you're just trying to explore and you just got enemies hounding you. And it's like, piss off, you know? Cool thing that they did incorporate is you can take over, you know, sections of the city where enemies don't generate anymore, which is a lot like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, you know, kind of take over the gangs. So at least they have that. That's the good thing. Yep, so overall, it's fun. I wouldn't like, it's not like an awesome game, oh my god, everybody should play it. It's nothing along that standards. One more little thing I want to mention is it feels unbalanced when you get your powers. Alright? Basically, you get powers, like new powers, by turning on parts of the city, or like reestablishing the electricity, and sometimes, you know, you get a new power, but then the enemies get more difficult, but that power wasn't necessarily had anything to do with combat. It just had to do with movement, like the gliding ability. I got the gliding ability, and then I unlocked a new part of the town. Boom, enemies are tougher. I'm like, ooh, I can glide. That doesn't do anything to kill them. So I had to sit there and go back to the other place, do a bunch of side missions, get a bunch of experience, and amp up all these abilities I've already seen. And that's the other thing. If you get tired of animations, this might not be the game for you, because you play 10 hours, you're viewing the same electricity, viewing the same guys being stunned, you know? When you got guys down the ground, you can trap them for good experience, you can suck up their life for bad experience, you can heal pedestrians, but every time you do that, it's the same animation. So, again, if you need different animations and variety, maybe this isn't the game for you. So, I mean, that's why we get the show for gamers. We're going to give it a 7. Check it out, don't check it out, whatever. So there you go. That pretty much concludes episode 1. Again, we're going to be having episodes basically covering individual games, because YouTube doesn't like stuff being longer than 10 minutes. So there you have it. Tune in next time for episode 2. Fire Tank Team, roll out!